emotionally, physically, and everything. So they left me with no chance but to stop here and give the presentation. Today I'm talking about something which we call it Parrot-Memorization. I'm not sure whether most of you heard of it or not. It's a kind of blind memorization. If we can just move to the next slide, please. Good. What do you see in this picture? Good. This, okay. Okay, no worry. Well, which one is more common in our education? Critical thinking or Parrot memorization? Of course, Parrot. If you need a mark, if you need a grade, if you need to pass your all classes, quizzes, tests, everything, you need to be a very good blind memorizer. The point is, there is a saying, I will start with Abraham Lincoln's saying. He said, if you give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, I need only 2 hours because I use 4 hours of sharpening my saw or knife. By sharpening the saw, it means thinking. And another point when we come to Parrot memorization is, it will act you, if we move to the picture, thank you. The right one is the brain which we already know. It's the kind of brain which we already studied in biology. But the left one is the type of brain that we want our students to have. We want them to have a kind of robotic brain to memorize everything, follow our procedures, and follow everything that we are giving them or we are talking about. So if we move to the first thing, which is, next please. Thank you. Well, first we know what is Parrot memorization, but we need to stop this, which I call it catastrophe or disaster. How to avoid using them is giving them the class or points in multiple formats. If you just give them in a skill or in a way, they will only memorize that kind of scale, which we call it formula. It's like an equation, they only memorize that kind of formula. To do that, we can easily give them in different format. How? By giving them different references. One of my major problems when I face with my BA or even high diploma and my MA students, they want to memorize everything. Well, why? Because you only include one main reference. But if you include 5 references, for example, 5 books, 3 journals, they cannot memorize all of them. So the easiest way to deprive or to stop Parrot memorization is to give them different references. So they cannot only memorize, but to work for it. After that, help them to imagine things. I will give you a very simple example. Actually, a few years ago, I was teaching writing at Charmo University. It's in Chamchamal, for those who they don't know. In Chamchamal, we don't have an entertainment park like Chaviland. My research, my article was, the title of the article was, Write an Essay about an Entertainment Place. Those people from Chamchamal lost half of their mark. Why? Because they couldn't imagine an entertainment park. The problem is, why? Because they didn't see an entertainment park in a real life. So they squeezed their imagination also. This is another problem. Restructure the modules and curriculums. If we want our students to not memorize, we should change the curriculum every year. Still, the BA students study the same drama that in 2006 I studied in my BA. What do you expect? Memorization will never be away from us. It will be like our parents. Why? Because every year we study the same curriculum, the same subject. But if we have millions of dramas, millions of novels, millions of books about ESL, EFL, TESOL, whatever it is. Handouts. My main problem with students is always say, did you print out the handout of the slides? And yesterday, it was yesterday or before yesterday? No, it was Thursday, before yesterday. The student came to the class, knocked the door, said that, can I take my slides? I said, what do you mean? She said, can I take my slides? I said, do you want to take my computer? She said, no, I want the slides. Well, she meant the pamphlets. I told her slides should be on the computer. So we only follow slides. That's why mostly if you take a question outside of your pamphlets, 95% of the students will come to the department and they nag, they complain. Areen brought a question which is not from the slides. We squeeze even the way of their thinking. And activities and practice. We mostly do not have. Teachers are the mentors, are the leaders, are the instructors, are the lecturers, are the teachers, are everything. They just speak and speak and speak and speak. And the students, because human's brain will focus only between 10 to 13 minutes. After that, if there is no activity, they will be miles away. They are there physically, but spiritually, with their brain, they are way away from your class. And the last one, we should work on information rather than only idea. So we store the information and not the idea, because it's the job of the student to come up with ideas. We just give them information to make right from wrong, to separate black from white. So if we move to the next one. Yes. So the result of that will be what? If you do not let them to memorize everything, they will remember things easier, ideas easier, rather than the curriculum. And it will help them after education. What do you expect? They stay there for the rest of their life? No. They are with you 4 years, 6 years, maximum 7 or 8 years. After that, they go to the market. That's why many people, when they go to bargain, they are very weak. How much is that? 25,000. Really? Good. This is 25. This is very bad. Always bargain. The only place which you cannot bargain is the supermarket, because the price is fixed. But with this one, you help your students to not bargain. Just give them whatever they want, if they are a Parrot memorizer. And teach them to work on a real life formula, rather than just following your formula. By formula, I mean equation. Let them have their own life equation. And understanding the concept of learning. What is learning? What is education? Is it only mark and grade? No, it's something way beyond that. Because if you find your life in the grid line of university, trust me, mark and grades will never help you. Not at all. And work on quality. Because of that, we work on quality rather than quantity. It's not about how many chapters you studied and you finished. It's about how many chapters are here in their brain. They can use it outside. We are teaching English for more than 10 years, for example, me as an example. How did I help my students to work on English outside the class? Not how good they are with my grades or the marks. And because of that, you will bring a very enjoyable classroom. Or I will bring a very enjoyable classroom, which is away from memorization. And the last one, I always depend on personal development rather than only academic development. Because academic can be taught, can be self-studied, can be learned at homeschooling. But personal development needs something way behind that. So, the critical thinking is what? Which is the last one. Yes, I only have a few minutes, I think, right? Good. Very good. I'm very, very sharp with time. Critical thinking will help you to motivate yourself. I motivate myself to read more outside the class. Okay, let's make a survey outside university. How many, that's why I asked you this question. Really, I have a problem. My students, they do not read anything outside the book. Whenever you tell them, but I have assignment, I have a quiz, I have exam, quiz and assignment will never finish. Even if you have PhD, will never finish. If you finished with school assignments, you have home assignments from your wife or from your husband. Right? Assignments are always there on the table for you, side by side with the food. And because of critical thinking, we find our own path, not following others' path. I always say, before I die, I should make something to make my name stay, not die with me, and to be buried with me. This is one of our major problems we face. And fixing issues by ourselves. Not always go to other people to fix our issues. If we do not think critically now as a student, tomorrow we cannot fix our issues. That's why every year, grade by grade, the divorce is rising. This is one of the major problems. Two people cannot fix their own problem. They bring mother-in-law, father-in-law, sister-in-law, brother-in-law, 5 brains, 6 brains, 7 brains, make the problem deeper rather than fixing the issue. And the last one is autonomous classes. Because of critical thinking, we give back the class to the students rather than taking the class from them. Thank you so much. I tried to finish it on time because I'm a very punctual person. Did I finish on time? Cool. Thank you so much.